My name's Natalie, and I'm a student nurse. I'm here to give you guys some teaching today. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty good today, thank you.
Great. Good to hear that you guys are doing well today. So Laura, I understand that you suffered a stroke recently. How are things going for you?
Things are overall going all right. I'm finding that I'm having some troubles adjusting to the changes that have occurred since the stroke.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. Having a stroke is a big change. Can you elaborate that for me?
Since my stroke, I've been feeling really sad. I feel as though I am no longer the same person. I don't look the same, I don't feel the same, I'm overall just feeling very off. I feel as though my wife is no longer attracted to me, and overall I don't feel very attractive. I'm having a very hard time overcoming all of these feelings.
It's completely normal for you to have these feelings. A stroke is a major life-changing event, and transition will definitely take some time. Losing control of bodily function and suddenly feeling more tired when performing everyday tasks can make the body definitely feel unfamiliar to you. It is important to remember to be gentle with yourself and to take things one day at a time. You mentioned that you feel as though your wife is not attracted to you anymore. Can you elaborate on that for me?
I am unable to do a lot of the things for myself that I was doing before. My wife is supporting me now more than ever with even little things, like doing my hair because my arms get tired of trying to hold up the straightening iron for so long. I don't cook or clean as much, and I feel as though because I'm not able to provide for her in that way that I did before, and that I need a lot more help with everything, she finds me less attractive. This is influencing us when we try and get intimate. I look in the mirror and see my arms don't work the way they used to, and I find myself overall unattractive.
It sounds to me that you're associating your self-worth with how attractive you feel. It sounds like you find the areas that are associated with your stroke to be unattractive. It is important to focus on other areas of yourself that were not affected by the stroke. You could set aside some time once or twice a week where you only focus on each other and try to be intimate then. Why don't we take some time now and practice some self-affirming words in the mirror that you can practice at home?
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
Okay, are you ready, Laura?
Yes.
Okay, repeat after me. I am strong.
I am strong.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I will not let my illness define me.
I will not let my illness define me.
I am not my illness.
I am not my illness.
I am still capable of reaching my goals.
I am still capable of reaching my goals.
Great.
I feel better already.
Awesome. Laura, that was great. I'm so happy we got to practice that right now.
I'm also really glad we did that. I think that's going to help me on days that are harder. I also used to love to be social, but now I find large gatherings exhausting. My friends will sometimes leave me out of plans because they don't think I'm capable of doing them after having a stroke.
I know a lot of stroke patients struggle with altered perception of self, feeling rejected by others and feeling as though they're living in a body that's unfamiliar to them. Have you ever considered joining a support group? I know that there are several community support groups, both in person and online, where you'd be able to talk to other stroke survivors experiencing the same challenges. I know that there's a community one that normally meets on Tuesdays. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I definitely didn't even realize that there was support groups like that. I would definitely be interested in checking those out. Maybe it'll help me.
Good. I'm glad that you're open to that idea. Some other things you can do to help yourself are keep a journal. Keeping a journal is a good way to stay intact with your feelings and lower your stress. Change your negative self-talk like we practice. There will always be negative voices in your head saying negative things. Learn to talk back to them and to affirm yourself with our positive affirmations. Take some time each day to be by yourself and really reflect on your goals and your feelings. Try meditating or doing simple yoga. There are many videos that you can easily look up online that can help you with that.
I really like all of these ideas. Thank you so much for bringing them to me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so glad that I was able to bring forth some ideas for you. I think that those will really help you along your journey. Tammy, how are you coping with these changes in your partner?
It has been a major change for me. Of course, I love and support my wife, but things are very different now. I'm the primary caregiver for my wife. She used to be the one to do most of the cooking and cleaning, and now she's often too tired or weak to help out with these things around the house. It is a big change because she used to be the one taking care of me, and now I'm the one taking care of her.
Oh, wow, yeah. That definitely sounds hard. Caregiving is a full-time job, and I can imagine it is shocking to have to face these changes. Role reversal after your loved one has had a stroke is extremely difficult, and it will take a long time to get used to your new normal. I sense that you're feeling a little bit burnt out. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly it. With everything changing, I'm definitely feeling a little burnt out.
Tammy, are you taking on the role as the primary caregiver for your partner?
Yes, I have been since my wife was discharged from the hospital. It just made the most sense for our relationship. I want to be there to support my wife.
And that's great. I can totally understand how being the primary caregiver would make you feel burnt out. You're taking on a lot, and you're taking on a lot of responsibility. So much has changed for you. It's so normal to have these feelings. You mentioned before that your wife was the one that normally did all of the cooking.
Yes, she's definitely the chef. I tend to have some accidents in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I totally understand that. I'm definitely not much of a cook myself. Have you ever thought about trying out like a meal service? We're pretty lucky to live in Kamloops, and it's a very urban center, so there's lots of meal programs available. This would look like someone dropping off a meal kit to your house, or you going and picking something up. This meal kit would include all the ingredients you need to make a certain recipe. It would give you the instructions, which I know is super helpful because we both can't cook.
Yeah, my wife used to be so good at it that she just made it look so easy. But that is a great idea. I never even thought about the meal program. I think we're going to look into it.
Yeah, that'll definitely save you some time. I know that prepping is like one of the biggest parts of cooking. So yeah, you'll definitely have a little bit of extra time for yourself.
I don't have any problem with learning, but I'm just finding that I have no time to do the things I enjoy anymore. I do feel guilty going out with friends and leaving my wife at home. I'm not able to leave for long periods of time or go to the gym or run errands. And I don't want to always be bringing my wife because I know she gets tired when we leave the house.
Yeah, I can imagine that that's really difficult for you. But you're also going through a lot of change, and it's important to remember that. Just as important as it is to take care of your wife, it's important to take care of yourself. It's definitely good to be able to set some time aside to do the things that you enjoy. This will also help with your burnout, and then you'll just feel all around better. Have you ever heard of respite care?
No, I haven't. What is that?
So respite care is an awesome program that's offered to you by the community, or you could hire somebody yourself. Basically what it is someone would come in for a couple hours just to give you some relief. They can come in for a couple hours, they can come in for the full day, really whatever you need. It would probably be a support worker or a healthcare aide, and they would just come and stay with your wife, keep her company, make sure she's okay, do anything she needs, while you just have some time for yourself.
Wow, I didn't even know those services existed. I really think I would benefit from that. I just miss going to the gym, seeing my friends, having the normal freedom to go about my day. Do you have any sort of contact information for somebody I could speak with to hopefully get that set up?
Yeah, I can definitely give you some contact information. I'll write down some numbers and make sure I give them to you before you leave. Yeah, that's exactly what respite is for. Exercise is great for improving your physical and mental health. I definitely think that'll also help with your burnout. You could also use respite though when you're home. I know that sometimes are definitely difficult, so you could use that time where somebody is looking after your wife and just spending time with your wife to do some cooking, do some cleaning, any meal prep, any self-care, all very important things for your mental health. I mentioned earlier that there are support groups for your wife, but there's also a wide variety of groups that are available to you too through the community. That way you would be able to connect with people who are going through the same thing. I've known previous caregivers who have made some very good lifelong friends through this group. I know that sometimes our normal friends don't understand and they might think that you're blowing them off when you don't spend as much time with them. This way you could surround yourself with some people who really know what it's like.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you for all the suggestions.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about today?
After we got out of the hospital, I started reading some literature on the internet. Kind of got down in a rabbit hole, you know how it works. I stumbled upon some stuff about how people who suffer a stroke are more likely to suffer another one. I am very nervous about that. Do you have any ways we could maybe ensure that that doesn't happen, or just some preventative methods, because we just don't want this to happen again?
That's definitely a dark rabbit hole to go down. It's good that you're informing yourself about a stroke and the risk factors. It's true that people who suffered a stroke are definitely at greater risk for reoccurrence, but there are also definitely things that you can do to minimize these risks. Unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do that would completely prevent it, but I can definitely tell you some things that would minimize it. I'm sure that the doctor has already talked to you guys about some medications. He would be the expert in that. But some lifestyle things that you can do. I'm not sure if your wife smokes, but smoking greatly increases the risk for stroke. So if she does, definitely talk to your physician about some smoking cessation or nicotine replacement. I know it's definitely nice to have a couple drinks at the end of the week. Alcohol consumption, though, should be limited to less than 2 drinks per day or less than 9 drinks per week, because if you drink a lot of alcohol in large amounts, it can also increase the risk for stroke. It's really important to eat healthy. Having a diet that is low in saturated fats, cholesterol, and processed food is your best way to go. Some good foods to eat instead are like whole grains, fresh fruit and vegetables, white meat, or proteins from plants. Another great thing for stroke prevention is physical activity. I know it can be a little bit challenging right now while you're in this recovery phase and everything is new. It's really important not to push your wife. There's some days where she might feel tired. There's some days where she just might not want to go outside and go for a walk, and you just need to respect those wishes. But a really nice thing for you guys to do would just be to take like a slow-paced walk together. Just even getting outside, getting some fresh air. The weather is definitely getting nicer. Vitamin D always helps. The most important thing you can do right now is to just encourage her. Just light encouragement. Just if there's days where she's not feeling like it or she doesn't want to get outside, don't push her. Just respect those wishes, like I said before.
Wow, this is all very helpful and informative. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting us in here and letting us know all this information. I feel a lot better now.
Good, yeah, I'm glad. I will definitely write down some of those contact information so you can get some information and get some more on respite. And yeah, if there's anything else you guys need, feel free to reach out.